Good morning everyone, and welcome to another new video on the channel. Do please, as usual, remember to like, to comment and subscribe, because it really helps us in getting this new channel off the ground. It is Saturday the 18th of October, and today we have got a top of the table clash to look forward to in the Northern Premier League Division One East as Matlock Town take on Redcar Athletic. So let's head on down into Derbyshire and see what on earth is going on. So here we are in Matlock, and coming into today's game, Matlock Town are in third place in the Northern Premier League Division One East, and Redcar Athletic are top. So it is the proverbial top of the table clash. Early in the season, I know, but a lot of people are tipping this game as being very much one to watch in the title shake-up. Both sides are in good form, although Matlock did have a reverse a couple of weeks ago, whereas of course Redcar's last reverse was away in that derby at Bishop Auckland, but they left it very late in their last game in midweek, scoring an 89th minute winner in another North East derby against Ashington. So there's everything to play for. Let's head into Matlock Town's ground and find out what's going on. So when you arrive at Matlock Town, the first thing that you notice is that it is a three-sided ground with a cricket ground attached, and immediately Redcar fans will be hoping that that isn't an omen, because of course our only other trip to a three-sided ground with a cricket ground this season was away at Pickering Town in that disastrous FA Cup exit. So be hoping that history doesn't repeat itself, but it is a tidy cricket ground here at Matlock. Very picturesque setting. Let's just zoom in there on that, the typical church clock spire there. It's a lovely rural setting here in the Derbyshire Dales. Nice place to watch a game of cricket, I would imagine. So let's take a walk into the ground proper. As you can see, it's a tiny car park here, and I'm very lucky to be granted a car parking space with my somewhat privileged position. Most people would have to park a distance away from the ground. But let's get our first look at this stadium, which I haven't actually grabbed the name of yet, but I'll get in a minute. So let's get our first look at Matlock Town. As you can see, we've got terracing and a stand that goes the whole length of the opposite side of the pitch. So about seating about halfway, terrace about halfway. You've got terracing up behind the goal, nice covered end, and then you've got what I suppose you'd call it the main stand with tip up seats. We'll get a better look at that later in the Sports and Social Club, which is on the left here. So we'll have a proper look at everything. You can see the entrance there, the turnstiles in the distance. And here we are in the dressing room. And it's one of the better ones as an away dressing room, I have to say. There's Brian the kit man. Showers through there, yeah, not bad at all. And as I always keep forgetting to say, this ground is another new one off the list. This is the first time for Matlock as we look at the Twig stand here at the Proctor Cars Stadium to give it its sponsor title, and Causeway Lane is its historic title. And this obviously is the where the players come out in the middle of the Twig stand. So this is the entrance to the social club at Matlock Town, and as you can see it's quite a nice big building with probably the biggest screen that I've ever seen in a social club. Look at this. That is what you call a sports screen, that is, with 2 screens on each end. Nice massive bar. I would say Blythe Spartans was pretty good, but this is probably the best clubhouse that we've seen in the league so far. Really nice space. And this is the boardroom at Matlock Town. And as you'd expect, in a long established club like Matlock, plenty of memorabilia, particularly like the painting of the Twig stand up there. And then we've got some of the historic sides. FA Trophy winners from 1975. I think that was the year before I started going to the FA Trophy final regularly at Wembley, so I just missed that one. I think 75-6 I had a spell of going to trophy finals. But there we are, that is the boardroom at Matlock Town. And now it's time for our regular programme review feature. The Matlock Town programme is called Gladiator, or Gladiators, 44 pages for £3. Nice colour cover. Inside we got gaffer talks and the fixtures and results. Fixtures for today in the Northern Premier League, the Gladiators A to Z, a couple of adverts. Northern Premier League table and a photo of some fans, more advertising. Results and attendances grid and a Gladiators roll call. More ads, which is fine. As I said before, it's how clubs, one and away clubs, support themselves at this level. On this day, looking back to a game against Boston United. More adverts. Behind enemy lines, obviously it's a feature on ourselves with pen pictures. More ads. Just bear with me, more ads. Gladiators pen pics, obviously pen pictures of the Matlock Town players, pitching in advertising, club history of ourselves, a non-league magazine or paper feature on volunteers, why they're so important. I can absolutely reiterate that. And the teams on the back, it's a pretty decent effort, plenty of content. We're going to give that 8 out of 10 on our rating. And we got a big display of flags here today. Look at this.
Jeremy Malambo.
Including a couple of new ones. There's a
4.
Steelmen
Harlan
fan
Basharu.
enjoying the day.
5. Harlane and Bayer.
And the teams are coming out for today's game here at the Proctor Cars Stadium. Matlock Town in their regular kit of blue shirts and blue shorts with a white piping, and Redcar Athletic, of course, in their regular red and navy blue should have added, if you fancy buying a flat, why not grab one of those behind the goal at Matlock Town. How about that for a view from your balcony? And another collector's item is this castle in the distance up there, which I didn't show you before the game. How about that? So we've got a lovely setting for the game. Just one change from the Steelmen for the game that ended 1-0 against Ashington, and that is Louis Johnson coming in for Brad Fuster, who drops to the bench. And we're underway here at the Proctor Cars Stadium. Sorry, just about getting away with one. And a good tackle from Johnson. Wilson. Eric Thompson. Cleared by Burns to Johnson. He's got Burles on his outside. Dane Burles. Crossed over, hit the post and goes behind, but for a goal kick. Tom Elliott for the home side. Back to Eric Thompson. Elliott. And it's going to be the first corner of the game for Matlock. And before this corner's taken, it looks like the Steelmen going to be forced into an early change with Rio May picking up an injury, and he's going to be replaced. But the corner's going to be taken, I think, before Redcar can make the substitution. Not quite sure what's going on here. No, the substitution is being made. In fact, no, the corner's going to be taken first. Sorry about the confusion, everyone. Ball fired in and tipped over the post by Masfari for another corner. So it's going to be Kev Burgess joining the action for Rio May.
Substitution for red card number 2, Andrew May, being replaced by number 50.
Bachiro, Wilson, Owen Burns pays the ball out to Burles, looking for Boys, picked up by Fletcher. Burgess, Guru, Curtis Round, Louis Johnson, inside to Fletcher, Burns, Curtis Round, in and across the face of goal, but Adam Boys was not able to get a touch onto it. Good move by the Steelmen. Tom Elliott. And wide from Harlane Umbeo. And good work by Redcar to catch the home side in possession, but they've got away with it. One again by Bartlett. Boys to Bartlett. And a corner, the first of the game to the Steelmen. So corner to be taken by Burles. He's just out of shot, so we can't show you the actual kick. In it comes. Curtis Round. Back out to Burles. Picked up. And a foul. And unfortunately things going from bad to worse for the Steelmen here, as Dane Burles now joins Rio May in being forced off the field with an injury. And Brian Taylor joins the action as substitute. Let's hope that they're not as serious as they look, these two injuries for the Steelmen. Redcar on the attack with Curtis Round. Crosses into Boys. Johnson. And out for a corner. So a corner to be taken by Curtis Round for the Steelmen. And headed over by Guru. Johnson plays the ball across. A little bit wide for Boys, but he picks it up. Fletcher. Round. Kicks out. And Boys. Johnson plays the ball across. A little bit wide for Boys, but he picks it up. Fletcher. Round. Kicks out. And Boys. And the home defence get away with it. Wilson. Wilson again. Ben Saltz plays it wide. Milambo. Good work by Milambo. Plays it inside. Elliott and saved by Madfari. Good save. And as Oram takes this kick, the officials have indicated 8 minutes of additional time due to the two lengthy injuries to May and Burles. Good defending from the Steelmen after losing the ball. Milambo. Good work again by Milambo. And over the bar from Tyree Wilson. Good chance for the home side. Guru. Johnson onside. Into Boys. Johnson. And shoots wide. And across the face of goal from Ben Salt. And the referee blows the half-time whistle in an eventful half that's unfortunately seen the Steelmen lose 2 players to injury. But as for the scoreline, well, the goals have dried up for the time being. For the second game in a row, we find that the half-time score is Matlock Town 0, Redcar Athletic 0. Half-time then, Matlock Town 0, Redcar Athletic 0. And as you'd expect, quite a physical clash between these two sides with a lot to play for. For Redcar, it's come at some cost in that half, as lost Rio May to an injury, possibly a hamstring, looking at how it went, and Dame Burles not quite sure what the nature of that one was. No doubt we'll find after the game. But Carl Jarrett having to shuffle the pack significantly with those two first half injuries. As the game wore on, Redcar were getting into it a little bit more, had to withstand quite a bit of Matlock pressure in the early stages. Now it's turned into more of a sort of 50-50 game really, with chances at either end. It does have the look at the moment as being the sort of game that one goal will win. We'll find out in the second 45. Let's see how it pans out. And we're back on the way here at the Proctor Cars Stadium. Burns trying to play through Boys, couldn't quite manage it. Taylor, Burgess, and a free kick conceded. Free kick taken quickly. And the Redcar defence still with it. Matlock on the attack again with Wilson. Dealt with fairly comfortably this time by the visiting defence. Lay to Boys. Milambo. Milambo gets clear of Fletcher. Has to be careful, he's on a booking. Wilson. And a great save by Masfari. Good strike from Wilson, but a good height for the keeper. Ball crossed in. Cleared by Guru only as far as Milambo, but dealt with by Johnson. On the halfway line for Matlock. Eric Thompson with it, cleared. Boys. Johnson, Boys. Owen Burns. Oh, just wide. Across the face of goal, couldn't quite find the corner. Wide across the face of goal.
Run, Johnny lads! Run, Johnny!
Free kick on the halfway line, going to be taken by Bartlett.
That's it, Danny. Look, we can see it. Moving. Find it now.
Fletcher. And drove straight at Oram. Elliott. It's a penalty to Matlock. And it's going to be Cameron Wilson with the penalty. Now Flurry goes the wrong way, it's 1-0 to Matlock. Wilson, the goal scorer. Elliott. Wilson.
Here, hey, get it where?
Salt. And that's out by McFlurry. And I should mention that Louis Johnson has just been sent off for an off-the-ball incident just before the game restarted. It was a straight red, and 4 minutes of injury time we've just moved into. So Louis will get a 3-game ban. The substitute Connor Washington. Connor Washington secures the points for the Gladiators as we're deep into injury time. And the referee blows the final whistle here at the Proctor Cars Stadium. It's defeat on the road for only the second time this season for the Steelmen. It finishes here in Derbyshire. Matlock Town 2, Redcar Athletic 0. I'm joined after this defeat by Carl Jarrett. We knew it was going to be tough coming here. What did you make of the game?
Disappointed obviously with the result first and foremost, but I always say well done to Matlock. The opposition played really well today. I thought they bossed the game from minute 1 to 90. I think it was just a little bit step too far for a few of our players today. I thought they started really lively in the first 20-25 minutes, which we knew they would, but we obviously tried a game plan which we didn't stick to in the first 20-25 minutes, so it put pressure on us. But we weren't good enough. It's as simple as that. We weren't good enough. Matlock were a far better team than us today. They knocked the ball about right. They ran all over the park. They fought, they battled, they won the first, the seconds. All the things that we've been doing in the last few weeks, we didn't do today. It's one of them. When we sat 4 points clear before the game, it should never be in your mind. What you should be coming here today is try and stretch that lead a little bit more. And I felt like the group didn't fancy themselves today, if I'm being honest. And I'm part of that as the management group, like we just spoke about in there. Things have to be better when we come into places like this that are fancy for the league. We've got to turn up, and I just didn't think we did today. But that's fair play to Matlock as well, because I thought they were good and they were valued for the win.
Obviously you were forced into a couple of early changes as well. What's the update on Rio May and Dane Burles with those first half injuries?
Rio's popped his hammy, so it could be, I don't know how long that one will be, running back over, down our fault, giving the ball away in wrong areas, and Dane Burles chasing back off the square ball, obviously giving away where it shouldn't have been. Chasing back looks like it could be a really bad one, so I'm not too sure on that. And then changing everything around, changing your shape after 15 minutes. There's no excuses. We've got a squad to be able to compete still at this level with changes and the substitutes that we've got, and that shouldn't really affect us. I did believe that the chances we had when we went 4-3-3 were a lot better than when we played our 3-5-2 formation. That's 1 of 6 on the belt. And we did create a few chances, and even when it was 0-0, when Burnsy gets through there and he toe pokes the ball past the far side, and then they go up and score a goal. You know, it's just moments in games, but we didn't deserve anything out of today's game, and fair play to Matlock.
Okay, well, you have to turn things around quickly, obviously, with a trip to Consett on the 4G in midweek. What are your thoughts looking ahead to that one?
First of all, see how many bodies I've got for a squad. Hopefully, you know, we've got a red card in that game, we've got a few yellows, we've got a few banned. I know they won't kick in for Wednesday, but I've got to make sure we see what numbers I've got leading into Consett. It'll be a hard game. They're on the up at the present, playing really well at their place, so we've got to rally the troops together. We've just had a quiet word in there with the lads to make them understand, you know, how important Wednesday is, and you know, hopefully get back on it again and start another run.
Cheers, Cole, thanks.
No worries.